what do you think we're going to see today at this SPD conference? Is it going to be a make or break moment for the coalition?
Well, Matt, we have these two new leaders who were voted in last week, and they are government critics, but that seems to have pacified a lot of people within the party. They've now dialed back. Even some people like the head of the Young Social Democrats, who really has said that they should get out of the government, they're now saying, okay, we'll stay. We have a list of demands, and now they will vote on those demands today. It will surely go through, and then they're going to take those demands to Merkel's Christian Democrats. And whether the Christian Democrats go along with that is another question. But for today, it looks like they're going to vote to stay in the coalition and bring these demands to Merkel and her party.
I'm sure they'll ask for more than they expect to get. If you and I were negotiating on my salary, I'd ask for a bigger raise than I thought you would allow, and then we hopefully meet somewhere in the middle.
Could get up to that 12 euros an hour.
Let me ask you, though, about the spending, though, because that's, I think, the important red line for the CDU, CSU here. How important is the famed or infamous black zero that the government wants to hold?
Well, the interesting thing about the SPD demands that came out yesterday, they had already dialed them back a little bit from some of the draft proposals that we saw earlier in the week, and they didn't really mention the black zero. So they seem to be getting that for the CDU, that would be really hard, for Merkel's party, really hard to dial back from that promise that they've been making to voters for many years. So that will be, though, the area where you see the most sort of contention between the two parties. You know, we had about a week or so ago, Merkel's Christian Democrats, they had a kind of funny post on Twitter where they said that the black zero, this balanced budget for them, is a fetish. So it shows to the degree to which that they really are committed to doing that.
It would be the only fetish here in Berlin. Let me ask about so it's the twilight of Merkel's time in power, but she's not done yet. When we do get there, AKK, Annegret Kramp-Karrenbauer is supposed to take over for her on the CDU side. Do these two have a better chance of beating AKK than, say, Olaf Scholz would have for the SPD?
Well, that's a real interesting question, because these two are certainly not known internationally, but they're not that well known in Germany, as you well know, as well. And there's some discussion around what role Olaf Scholz is still going to play. Some people had suggested that he would potentially step down as finance minister after of course, because he was running for the party leadership and lost. But in the last week, they've said no, Mr. Scholz will stay on as finance minister, and he still is quite popular across Germany, less so within the party. Obviously, he lost the vote, but it will be really hard for them to break through. Of course, AKK, the head of Merkel's party, she has her own problems and challenges within the party. So how this all plays out, you know, the real potential winner here is the leader of the Greens, who right now is the most popular politician in Germany.